Hi friends! Alright, I'm Penelope Silver again, and we're getting back into doing more exercises and trying to develop a good, consistent habit. And a lot of times when you want to start working out, you have a reason that you want to start working out. And usually that reason is in the form of a big outcome goal. Like for a lot of people, they want to be healthier, they want to see, better blood pressure, better cholesterol, maybe better blood sugar. Some people just want to have the confidence to have their picture taken with their family so that when they're going back through those albums, they can see themselves having fun with their kids. Some people want to have the energy just to play with their kids. So whatever your reason is, it's important to have that big overarching goal and what you see yourself being in the future. I know for me personally, I just like to have an active lifestyle. I really enjoy certain fun and active activities. I love hiking, and I want to have the physical capability to do those activities that I enjoy. So that's one of my driving factors. However, when you're wanting to set up your program, you really need to think about what your particular goals are. And when you're setting up goals, it's very important to make sure that those are SMART goals. So the cat's in here. So goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, or relevant depending on who you trust, and timely. So more to focus in on the first part, let's focus in on the specific. You have the outcome goal that I was talking about earlier, which is I want to lose weight, or I want to be more healthy. And then you're like, well, what does that really mean? So I highly recommend that when you're trying to do any type of fitness program, that you really focus on process goals. So it's more like, okay, well, what does that look like to become that healthier person that I want to be? And that's why, if you see in my little priority focuses that I have over here, I have different exercises that I want to do each week. And then I have different goals of how many sets of each one I want to do. And also on my big one over here, I have different goals that I want to meet in different timelines. And all of these are little roadmaps to help me separate them into different milestones. That makes it easier and more palatable to focus on. So instead of thinking, wow, I want to run a marathon, it's easier to break it down into, okay, what do I need to do today to make this happen? And then every single day, build towards what you want to be. And sometimes that actually means taking a rest day or taking time to meditate and focus and relax and just get all your stress out of the way. So everybody's goals will look different, but it's really important to sit down and think about your why and think about what it looks like to get there and try to make it into tiny bite-sized, because it's so much easier to motivate yourself when you're accomplishing a bunch of little goals than it is to take a picture of this big thing that you're trying to do. It's like the how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time. So focus on each little bite. Also, I like to try to focus in on a smaller chunk of time, like the week and the day. And I know a lot of people like to focus on the whole month as a big thing, but for me, it's really helpful just to focus on what I need to do in the here and now. So that's how I interpret the specific part of setting a SMART goal. The other part that I really want to talk about today, since for a lot of you it might be getting back into the routine of things, is the measurable part. I love having different ways to measure my success other than just the scale. The scale is so temperamental. It can change with all kinds of things. You hit a really hard workout and you're feeling great, and the next day you get on the scale and you're like, holy crap, I just started working out. How did I gain weight? Well, your body's doing an inflammatory response to your muscles being irritated, and your body's retaining weight, but you can't view that as a fail on your part because you are making steps towards a healthier you, but your scale's just lying to you. So it's important to be able to measure your progress in something other than how much you weigh. So I really love having a, like, you know, little tape measurement, getting your measurements and seeing what you are today versus what you are in a month or in a few months. And I'm not gonna lie, getting your initial measurements and initial assessments kind of sucks. Like, a lot of times when you see people's before pictures, because a lot of people like to do picture progress as well, nobody's happy in their first pictures. Everybody has something in their head that they want to be that's not what they are now. So don't let your current reality dictate what you want to become in the future. Like, view it as your starting point, and we all start at different points. And I know my current starting point might be somebody else's goal, and that's completely okay. You might be at somebody else's goal. So do the best with what you have and where you are right now. And my last way that I really enjoy measuring progress is a fitness related either test or goal. In my character sheet that I pointed out also, I have a bunch of different things that I want to like measure, like, you know, how many push-ups I can do, or how fast can I do a 2,000 meter row. And then I do have a fitness test. Actually just got finished doing the one for today and comparing it to a month ago. And let me pull this down. So these numbers, I have to be really careful and not let myself compare these numbers to what they used to be when I was like in my 20s. So 10 to 15 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, I can kill this. What is this? And now it's very important for me to focus in and be like, where am I really? And stop comparing myself to who I used to be and focus on who I am now and trying to be better than who I was a month ago. Not trying to think about who I was 10 years ago. That's not going to happen. So if every month I can make even one of those points improve, I consider that a win. Today, I didn't write down my row time on there. It was 9:28, and earlier this week it was 9:27. So, but the one 9:27, I was completely fresh, and this was at the end of a few other workouts. So I still consider it a win. I kind of lost my train of thought there. But if you create your own way to measure yourself, I picked the row because I have a rowing machine in my house, so I have absolutely no excuse to do it. I could do it even when my ankle was hurting. Like, it's a non-weight bearing exercise. It still does cardio, and it still challenges me to a level that I like to be challenged. So you don't have to do that fitness test though. You can make up your own fitness test. You can look up a different fitness test online. You can just say, hey, I want to improve this one thing, and make that the thing that you measure every so often to keep yourself on track. So however you decide to measure your success and measure your goals, it's very important to have those laid out to where you can say, hey, things are changing and I am getting better. And you can see the work you're doing, because it really, really sucks to do so much work and not see any improvement. And then you're like, why am I even doing this? There's things I'd rather be doing. There's foods I'd rather be eating. And then it's so easy to get frustrated and think that you've been doing everything for nothing and to just fall off the bandwagon. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because a lot of people, when they're starting out, you have that initial bit of motivation and you're like, yeah, let's go it. But that only lasts for however many days. And then you got to find the motivation. You got to build that momentum yourself and make it happen, because more often than not, I wake up and I'm like, I got to do a workout today. And it's very rare that I wake up like, hell yeah, let's go to the gym, let's kill it. Most days I'm like, I gotta do this because I have stupid goals. So you have to push through that and find a way to encourage yourself, because it doesn't always just happen. And if you just sit around waiting for that motivation to happen, you might be waiting for longer than you want to. And those goals might slip farther away than what you want them to. So the takeaways for the day are SMART goals. Try to keep them specific to what you want and measurable in a way that you can lay out for yourself. I am terrible at wrap-ups. But anyways, next week, we will go over some more of the SMART goals with the A, R, and T. But for now, focus on your why and what you want to do and getting started on how you're going to measure that. All right, have a good one, guys.